You bring your mother who's probably dying on the red carpet, and she's ready to see everyone that she's wanted to see her entire life. You've made it. You are in the room. Then all of a sudden you look to your left, you look to your right, and then you see a cockatoo coming out of nowhere. The COVID vaccine. It's the COVID vaccine, guys. I don't know what happened to me, but we're gonna get back into these questions. Blac Chyna has a new face, a new body, and a new interview with Young Miami. Guys, let's have a key. Let's talk about what everybody on the internet is currently talking about, and that's the interview between Young Miami Caresha and Blac Chyna. Hi guys, my name is Cam, and just for the record, this is my first time on camera on my YouTube channel. You guys are gonna be seeing a lot more of me, so I hope you get used to it. Let's talk about the Young Miami Blac Chyna interview. I have a lot to say about this, and I hope I don't get canceled. I hope you guys don't hate me for it. But first, let's get into how the interview felt overall. Wait, actually, before I even do that, I just want to compliment both women. Sometimes I would get so lost in their beauty. They both looked absolutely amazing. They looked radiant. They looked rich and expensive. And I know that Blac Chyna has been reducing her facial fillers, and I know that she's been reducing her body mass.
Get sick, you can die. I haven't had any crazy complications since I got it. I got it when I was 19 years old, but now I'm moving here.
But I want to know what else she's done recently. I know that when you get fillers, sometimes your facial envelope will stretch out, especially the amount of fillers that Chyna has gotten. So I want to know if she got some sort of lift or something. Most people, the general public, will just believe you if you say, I'm reducing my fillers, I'm reducing my ass shots. But to me, I feel like there's something else that's gone on with her face because she looked really, really snatched. Overall, 10s across the board. So throughout the interview, Young Miami was particularly lower energy than usual, and that's one thing that I noticed the fans almost instantly picked up on when I watched during the premiere. She established early on in the interview, there is this brand, Chyna, and then there is this other part of her, which is Angela, and that is what she wants more people to see, and she wanted to show in this interview. We'll talk more about this later.
I'm going by Angela, Blac Chyna, like when I need to, when I'm doing work stuff.
When you're doing work stuff, it's Blac
Yeah,
Chyna?
like work, yeah.
So if I was to like want to approach you, should I say Blac Chyna or Angela?
Which one do you like more?
I like Angela.
Okay.
Midway through, you started to feel like a lot of Blac Chyna's answers would follow a similar path. They would go into God, spirituality, doing what's right, and her no longer wanting to be linked to her former self.
I started taking the steps to, what I thought in my head and what came to me, like the Holy Spirit came to me, to start taking these steps to going in a better direction.
So this interview didn't really feel like a lot of Caresha's other interviews, and you can go back and watch them side by side and you can see how she's very funny, she's very playful, and this one was very mild and very mellow. She was very even-tempered throughout most of the interview, and you can really see this juxtaposition at the end when Caresha was asking Blac Chyna,
Raw sex or condom?
Dum, dum, dum. I got 2 kids. What can I say?
So me preferably, I prefer to be oh God. One thing that I also noticed, which I haven't really noticed in other interviews in the past, Caresha would sort of interview Blac Chyna in this rapid fire fashion, which is really hard to say, and she would move on quickly to the next topic. It did almost come across like Young Miami didn't really believe a lot of Chyna's answers, but I think it did kind of add to more of this mellow interview style that she really wanted to focus on.
The mess that was going on like around, the whole Tyga situation, like was it weird or was it?
Because I was done with that situation. Yeah.
So it wasn't weird? It wasn't?
No.
Because that's how we feel.
I don't have the patience for all that.
I feel like it was. Because it was just so like...
All right, so one last thing I want to touch on before I get into the actual questions. I know you guys are like, this is like 25 minutes long and we haven't even gotten into the questions. I just want to say this. A lot of Chyna's answers were really hard to follow, even though they did follow a similar format. What do I mean when I say that? A lot of the answers followed God, spirituality, no longer wanting to be linked to Blac Chyna, no longer wanting to be linked to negativity and certain crowds. So in Young Miami's defense, when a lot of her answers followed that format, it was particularly long. So it was really hard, I believe, for Young Miami to think about what she was saying because it was also similar, and then ask more in-depth questions.
So why did you feel like you needed to remove it? If that's what it meant to you back then, if it wasn't like devilish. So that's what makes you want to remove it.
But to me, and we're going to talk about this more in a minute when I get into the questions, I did love the moments that Young Miami held her feet to the fire, because it's sort of this rapid fire interview style that does allow you to feel more pressure and does allow you to answer more candidly.
So are y'all still friends? Like, y'all cool now?
Yeah, we conversate, yeah.
With Tyga too?
No.
So, like, how do y'all co-parent?
We through the nannies, yeah.
But why you and Tyga not cool? Because y'all was so, like, when y'all was in a relationship, it gave as friends, like friends first. I felt like there was a dynamic.
I'm going to go into some questions and some answers that Chyna was asked. I'm going to talk specifically about these questions. I feel like this gives a really good overview of the interview in and of itself, and we're just going to have a grand old time. Caresha asks Blac Chyna about Bible college and her honorary degree that she received recently.
So Bible college, you just graduated Bible college. What is that? What is Bible college?
This Bible college honorary degree thing sort of came out of nowhere. But when you think about it, it does sort of fit Blac Chyna's new brand. And so her getting an honorary degree from a Bible college definitely makes sense. I believe this is something that a PA probably told her to ask. And it was a really good moment because you got to get some insight into how Blac Chyna views this honorary degree.
You don't start Bible college. It's the college that's selected. So they go out and they advocate for you. But the college that advocated for me just so happened to be a Bible college. Like if you look up Denzel Washington, Oprah, all these different places. So say like if Harvard or Howard came to you and said, hey, you know, we've been advocating for you for all the work that you've been doing this whole time. Yeah, they'll give you the degree. And I'll be walking in June.
You will?
Yeah.
But after she spent some time answering this question, Young Miami said,
Okay, I get it now.
I just want to also note about the honorary degree thing, not to beat a dead horse. You never really hear about honorary degrees being received by people who mention that the COVID shot had been killing us in the middle of an airport while they're drunk, while many people are around just filming them on their phone.
Oh, get the fucking vaccine and stop being stupid, ho!
Okay, so we're back. After that, I fell and then I just unplugged the cord and I was talking for 25 minutes. The COVID vaccine. It's the COVID vaccine, guys. I don't know what happened to me, but we're going to get back into these questions. At around the 7-minute mark, Caresha quickly pivoted to Chyna's Phoenix in the Ashes look at the Grammys.
The Grammy look.
Okay.
So, you know, you went viral for the outfit of choice, the makeup. What was the story behind it?
Now, the reason why everybody was side-eyeing her at the award show was because the Grammys is just not known for something like this. It's not known for people to be daring. It's an award show to award the best of the best. Chyna's outfit just didn't give that. And at first, Chyna gave us the sort of scripted answer that she was giving us the entire interview to follow this, where she was saying that it was her
Phoenix rising from the ashes. You know, and if you really look at the costume, like, it was really well put together.
Because when I saw
It was really put together, like, and people, like, took it, like, in some negative, dark way, not even. And if anybody, like, even looked at any of the interviews that I did on the carpet, I even explained my outfit, but nobody wanted to hear me then. They only want to just see what they want to see and run off with whatever stories that they want to run off with.
So was that like a PR stunt?
Nope, not at all. And what's crazy is like throughout my career, like everything I do is always organic. And it's just always like people just pick it up.
So how did you feel about the look?
Which look?
The Grammy look.
It was banging to me. I loved it.
It wasn't anything that was just daring for a PR stunt. Caresha sort of got her to say, okay, it was something that I felt like was lighthearted. I wanted to have a little bit more fun.
Honestly, to me, I feel like Grammys and all these different award shows, it needs like that oomph. Like, why is it so boring? Like, why everybody got to be so classy and all this? Why can't you come as you want to, however which way you feeling? Like Lady Gaga showed up in the egg. You know what I mean? Like, where's the funness to the stuff?
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't want to
so
see
you
like
just wanted to, like, spice it up a little bit. You wanted to bring something different to the red carpet. And you did that.
Imagine you're in an haute couture look that took 100 people 100,000 hours to create. You bring your mother who's probably dying on the red carpet and she's ready to just see everyone that she's wanted to see her entire life. You've made it. You are in the room. Then all of a sudden you look to your left, you look to your right, and then you see a cockatoo coming out of nowhere. It was jarring, and I'm so glad that Caresha asked this question. There were moments where Chyna opened up a little bit more, and she was a little bit more vulnerable. At around the 24th minute mark, Caresha asked Chyna how she felt about her mother going viral, and she commented on how she hopes that one day her mom will understand the way that her mom is coming across on camera.
You're laying in a bed that 10 men has laid in the past. Shoulders, as he's pushing me back, and I start poising for position. Cause now here it comes. Wah, wah, fa, ba, ba. Your whole fucking head would be off.
I don't know, maybe one day she'll just wake up and kind of see it. Because sometimes, like, when we do stuff, we don't really see it because we're living in it. But then it's like when it's on the camera, you can really actually see yourself. So hopefully one day she'll wake up with a new set of eyes and a different conscious and, like, kind of look at what she's doing.
There have been times where she's tried to contact her mother during certain parts of the year. To that, her mother would sort of respond with the same abuse that she's given Chyna in the past, and Chyna says that she hopes to rekindle a relationship with her mother in the future. But I believe that Chyna and her mother have reconciled. There is a video that was circulating online of Chyna hugging her mother, and I'm gonna insert that now if I can find it.
Oh, look at that. Doing it, Bubba love. They be putting on a front for the gram.
So I just want to comment on this, and I don't want to get too personal into my own life journey. It's really important for us to understand that just because someone is related to us doesn't mean that we have to put up with their toxic behavior, especially if it's abusive to us and our mental health. So many times I can think of, there have been family members where I have put up with way more, even as an adult, than I should have just because they're blood. And I really do love the fact that they're talking about boundaries, because these things affect Black households, and these things haven't been talked about as much as they should. One of the funniest questions, and I just love Caresha till the end of time to infinity for asking this, was about something that needed to be clarified in the Black history books.
Was best friends with Kim, and then shit got messy with Tyga, and then you got your lip back with Rob. Which went down in, like, Black history. It was the most iconic shit ever. Like,
Yeah,
so
I'm weak. I am weak.
And Caresha really wanted to get to the bottom of this. She wanted to understand if this was sort of a I gotta get my lick back type of situation. Blac Chyna sort of answered this question exactly how I expected her to.
And it definitely wasn't no get back lick type thing. Like,
it wasn't.
No,
Cause that's how we feel.
I don't have the patience for all that.
I feel like it was. Cause it was just so like, bitch, now with your brother and we sisters.
No, I don't got that much time. It may look that way, but it wasn't. It wasn't. Like, Rob, he had hit me up for a long time, and I just kind of like felt bad for him.
She just really wanted to help Rob. She felt like Rob was sort of distant from the family. So she ended up cooking for Rob, and then next thing you know, they had a kid together. How I feel about this is the grandma is the baby.
If you're a mama and you ain't got your baby, and your mama got your baby, then you're not the mama. Your grandmama's the baby.
I feel like you got together with a man who is a part of a family that has wronged you and that overstepped, and you had a child with that man. Whether you say that it comes across as planned or not, it definitely does seem that way. However, I do believe her when she says that Rob had slid into her DMs many a times, because Blac Chyna is beautiful. She's been linked to many celebrities, and I feel like Rob Kardashian is definitely someone who would probably use his status in order to get beautiful women. So I don't feel like it was a far-fetch for the two to be linked together. So the last thing I want to talk about was Caresha's questions about Tyga and Blac Chyna. So for those of you guys who are not familiar, Tyga and Blac Chyna have a child together. It was during this conversation where Blac Chyna sort of dropped a bombshell and said that her and Tyga have to communicate through nannies.
Through the nannies, yeah.
But why you and Tyga not cool? Because y'all was so, like, when y'all was in a relationship, it gave as friends, like friends first. I felt like there was a dynamic of y'all relationship? Like it felt like a friendship more than like a relationship. Like y'all was just.
We were super young. We were young. King will be 11 this year, so we was super young, you know, and it was just fun. It was fun, it was new. I don't know.
I love that they ended the conversation here and more on a somber note, because with Caresha giving Blac Chyna advice, it did remind me of my own family and my own family dynamics with my aunties and my cousins, sort of giving each other advice that was from the heart. I do want to say that too often times, Black women have to pick up the pieces in their families, and they have to bear the brunt of Black men who are just not capable of being parents. So this interview overall felt very somber and completely different than what I was expecting from Caresha, but I believe it was exactly what we needed. Her questions were on point, even though I just felt like sometimes she could have pressed her more on her answers, but who knows, maybe that was a part of their agreement during the interview. I'm sure Chyna didn't want to talk about certain things, she didn't want to bring certain things up, so with her media training and with her being in the business for a while, she's well within her right to do so. This interview gave what she wanted it to give, and let's not forget her past interviews and how far she's come.
Yeah, what?
I'm out.
You're out?
I'm sure you can tell by my opinions in this video, I'm just not so convinced that she's changed. People believe so easily online what you say sometimes, especially if it's linked to spirituality, God, or changing your life for the better. While I do believe that Chyna is absolutely capable of this, I'm just gonna personally need a little bit more time to watch this change come to fruition. I know that she's reducing her fillers, she's reducing her body, she is doing things like getting baptized and getting an honorary Bible degree. I just hope that at the end of the day, she is genuinely happy and this is the beginning of something actually really real for her. I'll be watching and waiting to see what she does next, because whether it's real or not, all of this is entertaining, and if it's not real, it is definitely a masterclass in how you get the public to believe you have completely changed in just a few months and an honorary Bible college degree. So what do you guys think? Is this new body, new face, new life, or is this new body, new face publicity stunt? Sound off in the comments below. Please do not forget to like and subscribe on your way out. And something tells me I'm going to be seeing you guys now on camera in HD, hopefully very, very soon. Bye, guys.